Hello everyone and welcome to the Manifesting Manual, where we discuss easy, effective methods you'll want to commit to. Today I have 3 success stories for you, all centered around the topic of health and even more specifically around the topic of the digestive system and the stomach. So without further ado, I'm going to just get right into the stories. Success story number 1. I healed my stomach in under a week. So let's start with a little backstory. I was diagnosed with a stomach condition about 6 to 7 years ago. Ever since then, I have been bloated almost every day. It actually affected me so much I was unable to do everyday tasks. It got a little bit better a few years back, but I still had major complications. I used to be so angry with my stomach. It felt like a body part that was outside of me. My symptoms were so unbearable at times that I would rather starve. Symptoms such as bloating, nausea, upset stomach, and more really uncomfortable and frankly embarrassing symptoms would plague me. Well, a few weeks ago, I found some information on the low FODMAP diet. It sounded promising, but it was so restrictive. After careful consideration, I decided against this because though I was in a considerable amount of discomfort, I still wanted to be able to enjoy all foods. Knowing the law of assumption, on a whim, I told myself that I can eat whatever I want without getting bloated and that tomorrow I will not be bloated. Well, tomorrow came, and somehow my stomach felt light. So for the next couple of days, I kept affirming, I can eat whatever I want without getting bloated. My digestive system is healed. I had large meals. I ate foods that previously would have been a problem, but I didn't get a reaction. It was honestly such a strange feeling because I used to think that manifesting things had to be a long process, complete with hard, committed work. After years of illness, my entire digestive system transformed within a few days. I hadn't felt this good in years, and I didn't even use a technique religiously. All I did was affirm twice in the evening, and then something changed the very next day. I didn't necessarily feel it as true either. I was just determined, I suppose. I assumed a feeling of being unstoppable. I also started to pay more attention to my stomach. I started caring for it more by massaging my abdomen in the evening. Instead of being angry with my stomach, I started treating it like it is part of me, as though it were a friend. I also want to add that I used to take medication for my stomach illness, and those effects never felt as good as the effects of my mind. Just as a disclaimer, if you need to seek medical attention, you should. I just wanted to share my story because it was such an effortless process. I did not use SATs, scripting, or visualization, only the mildest use of affirmations. Success story number 2. I healed my ulcerative colitis in a week. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis back in April of 2014. I was not able to eat a single thing without rushing to the bathroom 15 minutes later with embarrassing results. Dairy, ice cream, pizza, and french fries were akin to poison for my body. The doctors fought my illness aggressively by putting me on steroids and then later to higher doses of chronic pain management medication. Missing just 1 day of my medicine would result in pain and diarrhea. Every 6 months, I had to have a colonoscopy or an endoscopy just to make sure my illness hadn't progressed. I was told by the professionals that there was no known cause or cure for this disease and that I would have to take this medication every day for the rest of my life. But after stumbling across Neville Goddard, I decided to get rid of this cursed disease because, like anyone would, I hated how it affected and ruled my life. I created my scene, which was me at my gastroenterologist's office receiving my final note from him, which would say something along the lines of cured, or no symptoms of a colitis to be found, or no medication needed, or something like that. basically something along these lines. And I visualized this every day, sometimes at various points in my day, until this assumption soothed me into feeling as though my healing were real. And within a week, I was completely off my medication. Now, I can eat anything I want, including my past poisons, pizza, ice cream, and french fries. I even tried a few packs of cigarettes as smoking agitates the disease, and still I've had no negative reactions. I suffered with my illness for 10 years, and after spending 1 week immersing myself in the reality where my healing existed, I was completely healed, and I've never experienced another negative symptom again. Success story number 3. I healed my stomach by unblocking my energy. A while ago, I posted on a Neville Goddard forum about some pain issues I was having, and I asked for advice on how I should deal with it. At the time, I was practicing the techniques of SATs, visualization, affirmations, and living in the end, and they were helping. Little by little, I would feel my stomach heal itself. I would say I definitely made progress during this period, but still not as much as I would have liked. Somehow it became clear to me, and I could just feel that I had an energy blockage in my stomach from holding on to past trauma and emotional baggage. Seeking verification, I found a video where a YouTuber talked about how he healed his hip with the law of attraction. He spoke about how he had visualized his healing for 12 years, but it never worked completely. No techniques would yield him a full recovery, not until he addressed the root issue. One day he decided to sit down and have a conversation with his pain and with his hip. He then realized that the way his hip had been feeling physically was the same way that he had felt emotionally at that time of his life. You see, he had been a cancer patient previously and had undergone chemo for about 5 years, and all of these emotions had built up inside him, such as not feeling supported, anger, weakness, and more. I believe I came across his video at the exact time I was supposed to. So I sat down with myself and I began to meditate, to truly listen. My stomach felt like it was being ignored, pressured, like all of the walls were coming down. I started crying as I remembered all of the emotional trauma I had faced prior to this and how I felt so ignored and so unloved. I carried so much resentment in me for 2 years up until this point. But at this moment, I spoke with my body. I told myself that I was loved now. I will no longer ignore the pain, and I will accept and nurture it like it is my child. I began to truly appreciate and love my stomach and body because it really had done so much for me and had kept me alive as best as it could. I released all of that trauma and negative energy that I had been holding in, and suddenly the pain began to dissipate. I felt like the energy in my body had finally been unblocked and could flow freely within me. Due to my stomach issue, which led to a traumatic hospital visit a few months back, my menstrual cycle had been greatly affected, and I hadn't had my period for about 2 months. Well, today I woke up, and sure enough, it was back. Previous to this conversation I had with myself, I had been trying to heal my menstrual cycle, but to no avail. I am truly grateful for this turn of events. I cannot express how good it felt to just finally let go and be free. My stomach pain has reduced considerably, though not completely, but now I can finally use SATs and the Neville process of living in the end to bring about a full manifestation of healing because there is no more blocked energy. I cried again this morning just because I'm finally starting to see the end of this long journey, and I am happy again. I will never take my health for granted for as long as I live. Hello everyone, Chelsea here, and how did you like those 3 success stories? Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comment sections down below. I really like with these success stories, we touched upon 3 really key techniques with the law of attraction. We've got affirmations, we've got visualizations, and we also touched upon the process of unblocking energy, which is something I'm not too familiar with myself, but I have heard remarkable results regarding the unblocking of certain energies and trauma, negative stuff, all that juice. If you have any experience with unblocking energy, please let me know what your experiences are with those, because I have no personal experiences regarding energies being locked up and tied up within your body and stuff like that. But anyways, that is the end of this video. I truly do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I trust you'll let me know in the comment section down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this one. I cannot wait to hear from you in the next video. Toodles.